Hi. So today's gonna be weird. I'm stuck in a chair. The fuck? Anyway, I'm gonna do a Q&A, I guess, because I'm bored. Don't worry, my face is not gonna be TV. My face is not gonna be in your face, I guess. I need to look up the comments so I don't look retarded. But anyway, alright. We're starting with the Q&A. So basically, I wanted to do a Q&A because some people might not know a lot about me. I might seem like a very extroverted. Is that what it's called? Extroverted? Anyway. So we're gonna, I just want, you might learn something. You might learn how stupid I am. So, 3 questions for you. This is where it gets interesting. I'm gonna start off with the dumb ones, and then we're gonna work our way down from there. So, the first one is, why hasn't my dad come home? Well, let me tell you something. Have you ever walked into a room and forget why you went in there? Well, maybe your dad walked into a store and forgot what he was gonna buy, so he just decided just forgetting where his house is, and like, oh, I forget, and then that's probably... Anyway. His next one is, why do you beat your pets? Well, you know why? Because they're fucking assholes. Sometimes you just have to slam them up against the wall, just to get just something to take your day out on. I don't beat my pets. If anyone beats their pets, they're probably a psycho killer, or whatever they're called, serial psychos. They like cereal a lot or something. I don't know. Why did they come up with that? Serial killers. Why is it not like domain killers? Like, that sounds more instead of serial killers. Because they like cereal. I don't get it. Maybe serious? But Earl or something? But yeah, I don't beat my pets. Sometimes. There's like one time. And his last question, which is so dumb I could probably put it on a list of something if I had a list of something. And, he starts it off with, and, do you plan on selling your soul to our mighty Lord Lucifer for fame? Now, I'm not that religious, so I don't know who Lucifer is. I'm guessing it has to do with something. So I'm gonna look it up, just for the shits and shits, and see what happens. Lucifer. Not Lucy in the Sky, that's not what I want. King James Bible-based Strong's Concordance. The original, it's a Hebrew Bible. I'm not Hebrew. So, planet Venus! I've heard of that, I think. It's probably not. Lucifer for Venus. So why would I give my soul to Venus? Why would I do that? Why would I... It's hot. Isn't it hot? Isn't, like, Venus is the hottest planet in the world? Or, not the world. Oh my god. The solar system. Why would I give my soul to the hottest planet? That is crazy. Are you crazy? And Tyler has the first good question. What is your favorite sport? This is actually a good question because I don't play sports. Surprise, believe it or not. My favorite sport is baseball. I like football. I do not like soccer, just because it's weird. I like football, but I never learned the rules, so I don't know what a red flag is. I don't know what a 2-point conversion really is. I don't know what a fucking 3-pointer intercepted knockout touch is. I don't know what those are, but I know baseball stuff. Basically, I know how baseball is. That's why I like baseball, because I know how... The Reds kind of suck, though, which kind of brings it down a lot of notches. But, you know, I played t-ball until I was 5, which means I'm, like, the best at baseball. But basically, the only reason I stopped playing baseball is because at the time, I was a little shit and spoiled and didn't like the hot weather. But seriously, like, the year I stopped was, like, it was always in the 80s and 90s. And it was crazy, and we played for, like, 2 or 3 hours straight, which is a lot for, like, a 5-year-old. And then we got Capri Suns, which was fucking retarded. And then, Aiden is the name. I'm not gonna say whatever that is. He said, what is your favorite hobby? This is a good question, because there are very obvious ones. I like to play guitar, piano, and do YouTube. What some people might not know, that I love I actually love magic. If I could become a magician, which will probably never happen because I suck at it, I would definitely do that. I love doing magic tricks. I have decks of cards everywhere. If I had a deck of cards, I have one card. I have one, and it's the 10 of. Oh, it's dirty. That's been sitting there a while. I had a deck of cards somewhere. I have like 5, and they're all gone somehow. But anyway, yeah, I love magic, and I also love building stuff. Like, if someone gave me pieces of wood, and I had gloves because splinters are very vicious and violent, I would definitely build something, because I just like doing that stuff. So thanks for that shitty question. So, Timothy has 3 questions, or Pope Timus Gimus, which is the worst, best name ever. Where do you like to go when you eat out? I don't know, Chick-fil-A? I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, where have I eaten out? Bob Evans is pretty swag yellow, though. Not gonna lie. Chick-fil-A, Bob Evans. Maybe Red Robin? No, not Red Robin. That's the worst thing I've ever said. That's probably the worst thing I've ever said in my life. This is actually a good question. What makes you angry? A lot of things. A lot of things. But mostly, has anyone ever... And hopefully someone knows someone like this, and if they do, I'm very sorry for you. But I know people that do something that they think's funny, and it's not funny. It's not funny. Then they say afterward, this is the part that makes me angry. They're like, I'm hilarious, and they sound like they're mentally challenged, and I'm just like, why? Like, even if it were funny, why did you have to say it? That just ruins it. As a joker, that sounded weird. As a jokey person, if you tell a joke and you have to explain it, that makes it 99.99% unfunnier, because you have to explain it to someone. And saying I'm hilarious after doing something funny is literally the exact same. The only difference being that it's 100% not funny anymore when you just... Like, it's just ignorance. Even if it were funny, it's just ignorant, and then it's just... It goes right down the drain. Something else that makes me angry? People that say, like, oh, I have to pee. And I'm just like, then fucking go! Not even to someone, just out loud. Like, Maggie Pierce does this all the time. Like, in class, she's like, man, I have to pee. And I'm just like, just go! Just leave! It's not that hard. Just, like, take your planner out and then just go. It's not that difficult. And they're just like, I have to go. And it's like, I don't understand. His third question is, how long have you played guitar? And I'm going to tell a little not really mini story with this. So, fun fact, I got a miniature guitar. I might be able to even take it out, but I don't want to. And I never played it. I loved the piano more. The piano was easier, and it was fun. And the guitar hurts my fingies. At least at that age it did. But here's the fun part. When I was in middle school, probably around 5th grade. That's not middle school, but fuck it. We'll just say it was in the middle of somewhere. I was watching a commercial, and it was an orange juice commercial. And there was a song called In the Summertime by Mungu Jerry. And I thought it sounded a little bit cool. So I was like, that's cool. And I got out the dusty guitar that was in my closet over somewhere. And I started, and that's the start. That's when I actually started playing songs on the guitar. And then it just boosted from there. And then I got this piece of shit. It doesn't even work. I had to put new strings on it. One of the strings broke. One of the strings brokens. So I had to replace all of them, because that's the rule or something. Like, oh, you should replace all of your strings. Well, fuck you too. Those other strings, I weren't gonna use those anyway. It's fine. Recycle, fuck that. Fucking recycle my ass. So they're just all gone, and I replaced them with even better, not really better strings. So there you go. 3 more questions. So the first question, which is a good question, is, have you ever been in a fight? And believe it or not, I have. I have once. I have a few times. I don't know. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've gotten into a fist fight. When I was in 1st grade, I got into a fist fight. I was a bad kid in elementary school. Like, when I was in Fairfield, I made a lot of people not really happy. I was a class clown, but I was also like an asshole class clown. Like, I thought I was better than everyone else, because I was. But anyway, he was cool. He was my friend. But he pissed me off one day. He kept, like, making fun of me. I don't know what he did. It was 1st grade. I don't remember. But I remember, like, I punched him in the chest, and he literally, because he was skinny, like skinnier than me, which is like very skinny, and I punched him, and he literally fell on the ground, and he hit his head on the, like, he hit the back of his head on concrete. This is a true story. I don't know why this never has been talked about before. I don't even know if my parents remember this. My mom probably doesn't because she's old now. But he hit his head on the back of the concrete, and then I was mad, and then I was done being mad. I was very mad, but I wasn't that mad anymore. So I was like, dude, get up, you're fine. And he wasn't moving. I was a kid, so I thought like, oh, he's just retarded. And so I lifted him up, and there was red stuff on the blacktop, and I didn't know what was happening. But apparently my punch did not hurt him that much. It's when he fell, and he hit his head on the blacktop, not concrete, it was blacktop, so hard that he actually got a concussion. So that wasn't nice. But what happened was I ran away. I literally just ran. And about 5 minutes later, there were nurses and, like, I think, like, the fire department came. It was crazy. And, like, no one knows that I did it. But I gave someone a concussion. By accident. I did not want to do it. He just fell. It just fell. That sounds even worse. That's like if you drop a baby. Like, it just fell. I didn't want it to happen. It just slipped. He had to go to the hospital, but the thing is, like, he didn't remember anything, which is great for me. Because we were friends afterwards, because he didn't remember why I got mad at him, which is also nice, because I wasn't mad at him anymore, because I made him almost die. So yeah. What's the secret to life? Well, Adam, I'll tell you. Let me tell you something! This is gonna get pretty dramatic. I actually know this. I don't. But I'm gonna pretend like I know everything for just like 2 minutes. And this will be the best advice ever. The secret to life is to know, to give yourself purpose. You know, people are asking, like, what's the meaning of life? Well, there is a meaning. We don't know why we're here, but the meaning of life is to find your own purpose in life and to look at the positives, because a lot of people are sad. You know, a lot of people are depressed, and the reason is they don't look at the positives. I did. I play guitar, I have good grades, and I make people laugh. It's the best thing ever. That's pretty much the only 3. But it's just, you have to, the secret to a good life is to just look at the positives all the time. Even if you're sick, just be like, well, at least I'm not at that dumpster down the street eating trash off the ground. You know, it's just, you have to just rush through things, and shit happens in life. It does. Shit happens. A lot of shit happens. A major, literal doggy doodle will happen in your life, and it'll pass, you know? Shit will happen, but even if it lasts a long time, it will get better. It'll get better, and life will move on, and, you know, and you'll learn, like, you'll learn, because you have to fail to learn. Some people don't know that. Some people are afraid to fail, and so they don't learn how to be better at anything. You know? So if you do something bad, it's good, because then you learn how to be better. That's it. That's all I got. That's all the motivation I got for you. And then he said, how are babies made? Well, how are babies made? Okay, here we go. So basically, how babies are made. Well, basically what happens is 2 people are needed, a male and a female. At least one person has to drink wine, I'm guessing, is the process. And then about 8 hours later, you regret everything, and then 9 months later, you're still regretting everything, and then even more shit comes out, and you're like, fuck, and then money just goes away, and then you're like, fuck, and then he goes to college, and you're like, and then you're like, oh, but I have to pay for his college, and you're like, fuck, and then he moves, and you're like, fuck, and then you die. So that's the meaning of life. But anyway, this was the worst idea I've ever had. This was the worst! Why did I decide to do this video? This is the worst idea I've had probably all day. Like, hey, what if I actually wanted to be serious. Like, hey, what if, like, people ask me questions and, like, they learn something about me? But no, instead I just literally gave how people's lives are ruined because of kids. That's basically all I did. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little story. Now, Rocky Raccoon. He was a fool unto himself, and he would not swallow his fucking soda. That's the end of the story. No, it's not. Rocky didn't like his friend, so he shot him in the face with a revolver. It was very, very pleasant to look at. Because he stole his girl or something, I think. I don't remember. But let me tell you. Let me tell you something! Rocky Raccoon, he took into his room. Only to find Kitty my boo. Oh, Kitty and I come and to shoot off the legs of his rival. Oh, his rival is hand has broken his dreams by stealing the gun of his fancy. Her name was but everyone knew her as Nancy. She and our man who called himself down were in the next room at the hold on. Rocky busting and grinning up around. He said, "Danny boy, you're fucking dead." But Daniel, he was hot. Like smoking. But not that kind of way. He was just very quick, hot. That's the version of it. Anyway, he drew first, and he shot. And Rocky collapsed in the corner and was carried off. And now the doctor came in, stinking of gin, but proceeded to lie on the table. The doctor said, "Rock, fucking dumbass." Rocky said, "It's only a scratch, bitch. I'll be better soon." You better be better soon, you fucking dumbass. God! Gotta get up, gotta get back to your gun, gotta go show that Danny boy. But Rocky Raccoon, he fell back in his room, only to gamble all of his money away, and then he died in a fire because he was sad. There you go, there's the end of the fucking story. I hope you're fucking happy. Stupid! Oh god. Oh my god, I just dropped my fucking phone! Dude, you know what grinds my gears? You know what grinds my gears? Look at this. On the bus, people were saying like it was like 73 plus 2 degrees. And people were like, "Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot." And I'm just like, "No. I'm wearing a fucking toilet paper as a shirt." And I mean, it looks cool, but it's like thinner than dust. I'm literally wearing air. And it's just like, dude, it's cold as fuck! If you're fucking hot, then take off your 12 jackets then, instead of opening windows, because literally on the bus, God's wrath of wind was just all in my face. And I just, ew, that was not sanitary. And then it just fucking boom, and it's cold! That would probably, if that hurt your ears, I'm sorry, but shit happens. You know, it's just fucking retarded. People are just weird. 70 degrees is hot? It's 70 degrees is too hot. It's too much. then what's good for you? What, the 40s? Is that good enough for you? Anyway, I'm gonna leave this episode here. This was retarded, and I'm fucking pissed. So if you guys enjoyed, I don't give a shit. Done with this bullshit. Bye.